Gather around the table once again for another session of Dungeons and Drakfus. And today, we find ourselves back in Quilboar territory as we take on the second Quilboar instance, Razorfen Downs. And if people are expecting like more of the Quilboar storyline, not really. This is actually an unusual instance. So let's actually go ahead and go into it. Let's ignore the fact that I put this up here. I was just looking through some things, and we don't need this. Just go home. There we go. And let's go ahead and look up Classic. No, we don't want raids. We want Razorfen Downs. Let's just go into the explanation of it. Legends state that where the demigod Agamagan fell, his blood gave rise to great masses of thorny vines. Recently, scouts have reported seeing undead milling about the region, engendering fears that the dreaded Scourge may be moving to conquer Kalimdor. So this is more of a Scourge threat than it is a Quilboar threat. But don't take that the wrong way. The Quilboar are involved. They just are working with remnants of the Scourge. So at that point, let's go ahead and step on in. Now, the other thing I also need to mention is that this is actually another instance that received a reboot, and I'm trying to remember what patch it was where it did. Let's see, Razorfen Downs. It actually received a reboot to the instance as of Warlords of Draenor. So this was another one along with Black Fathom Deeps that got a redo. So now we can go ahead and step on in. This is actually my favorite Razorfen loading screen, personally. And let's go ahead and step on in here.
I require your aid.
Ooh, a red dragon? For crying out loud. And skeletons! Oh no, it's skeletons! Let's go ahead and talk to Korastraza.
You are good to have come so quickly. I'm afraid I must ask you to put your lives in danger again to save Kalimdor. Amanar's apprentice, Deathspeaker Blackthorn, hopes to return his master to the realm of the living. Of the living. We must quickly make our way atop the Spiral of Thorns and defeat him before the ritual can be completed. We must strike together. Only with our combined force can we hope to stop him.
And we have two quests with her, Blackthorn's lieutenants.
Amanar's reincarnation is imminent. In order to protect the ceremony, Deathspeaker Blackthorn has placed his most trusted lieutenants between us and him. Arux, a plague spider nests near his young, tended to by the Death's Head Aranomancers. Mordresh rallies Amanar's forces upon the bone pile. Finally, Mushlump stands guarding the entrance to the Spiral of Thorns. Once you defeat these guardians, I will join you, and together we will confront Blackthorn.
Not that Blackthorn, people. So let's go ahead and grab the second quest, which is the ritual.
You are good to have come so quickly. I must ask you to put your lives in danger once more in order to save Kalimdor. Amanar's apprentice, Deathspeaker Blackthorn, hopes to return his master to the realm of the living. We must quickly make our way atop the Spiral of Thorns.
We literally read this. So, kill Amanar the Coldbringer. So let's go ahead and get things started. And so again, this is like a weird mixing of the two races. This is the Quilboar, but also the Undead Scourge. This actually feels like it should have come out around Wrath of the Lich King, but no, the reboot actually happened in Warlords of Draenor. Probably to give it a little bit more oomph, because I do know that was one of the things that was interesting about Warlords of Draenor, is that they did do instance reboots, but they didn't necessarily like tote them as much as they did in previous expansions. Like Mists of Pandaria got Heroic Sholomance and Heroic Scarlet Monastery, as well as reboots to it. And Cataclysm got Dead Mines and Shadowfang Keep. But this one, they just kind of sneaked in under the radar. It's kind of like they did with... in Mists of Pandaria, they also did that with Ragefire Chasm, where it got like a full-on reboot, and they didn't really say a whole lot about it. Woohoo! Killing spiders. Here we go now. Oh, and here's more Quilboar. Quilboar that are using necromancy. Oh no. The evils. Okay, so what we need to do is actually use this gong to summon Arux. But before that, let's go ahead and check into the lore of Arux. The that's what it is. The Arachnomancers, I like the word, of the Death Sand cult are particularly proud of their efforts. After many failed attempts, they have finally created a suitable guardian for the Death Speaker Blackthorn. Aurochs is a huge spider whose body bristles with toxin-filled pustules that burst and ooze noxious liquids. The Arachnomancers now await the opportune moment to unleash their creation.
I'm gonna unleash it. Thank you. Ring the gong.
Oh no, I'm stepping on our young.
No.
And now Aurochs has been defeated. Alright, so now we need to take care of Mordresh Fire Eye, who is the next of the lieutenants to fall. And he is in the murder pens. Oh no, pens full of murder. And more zombies. That's the thing you got to get used to with Razorfen Downs. The deeper you go, the more zombies are going to show up. And we're talking like classic ghouls from Warcraft past. These are not the guys, though. So I think we have to cross the bridge, and then we come across Mordresh Fire Eye. There he is. Oh, and he's putting on a concert. That's kind of awesome.
Yay! I want to be part of a concert.
Let's go ahead and look into the lore of Mordresh Fire Eye.
The conquest of Kalimdor begins, and nothing will survive our wrath.
Uh-huh. So through necromantic magic, Death Speaker Blackthorn was able to rekindle the flames of Mordresh Fire Eye's soul, returning him to undeath. As the former shaman, Mordresh has exerted his twisted control over the elements. He burns and scorches all those who threaten the Death Speaker's work.
Soon, Aminar will return.
And he does that, by the way, but with the power of rock. That's how he does it.
The conquest of Kalimdor begins, and nothing will survive our
Oh, really?
bones will be added. I have fallen before.
I hate to do this, dude, but your concert's over. Okay, we took care of that.
And with that, we actually did open up the next entrance over by the murder pens, but I'm not sure. Can we see it from here? It might be there. I am not 100% certain, but I'm guessing. Yeah, I think this is the way that we needed to go. So this will open things up to the Spiral of Thorns, which is basically just a gauntlet. This is like the first access that any younger player has to like a gauntlet instance, where you do have to keep going regardless of whether or not your healer has mana or anything like that, which can be inventive as long as you do it right. And here's more undead models with the Geists. More slimes. They're gonna slime me, man. No. Do I look like Bill Murray to you? And there's Mushlump, which is yet another Rotface model being utilized. So let's go ahead and look into the lore of Mushlump before we go any further. A recent creation of Deathspeaker Blackthorn, Mushlump is a grotesque collection of parts collected from other failed creations. Full of bile, pus, and other noxious humors, Mushlump contaminates the halls leading to the Deathspeaker Blackthorn. So all of the slime is him, basically. we gave Mushlump an owie, so just keep that in mind, people. Now we just need to take care of Deathspeaker Blackthorn, and he is at the top of the Spiral of Thorns. Not too hard to find, but obviously you got to go through the gauntlet in order to be able to do this right. Some of the best ways to be able to avoid a gauntlet, just for those who are learning brand new how to do it, sometimes sticking to a corner can help a lot in some cases, because you can avoid some really dangerous mobs. Oh, and here's Korastraza, by the way.
What brings you here?
So we can at least turn in this quest with her. Blackthorn's lieutenants. Oh, wait, she actually says something new. So, you've done it! The plague preventing my access has been disrupted, and we can now begin our final push to disrupt Deathspeaker Blackthorn's ritual. Lead on if you are ready to begin. Blackthorn's lieutenants. You have done well, but this is only half of the battle. With his support structure in disarray, it is time to strike at Deathspeaker Blackthorn.
Good luck, friend.
So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not sure. Do I actually need to tell you that I'm going, or...
Be careful.
No, you're just going to follow.
Yay!
Together we can put a stop to Death Speaker Blackthorn's plans. We must be quick. The ritual is almost complete.
Okay. We can do that. All we gotta do is take care of all these necromancers, right? Necromancer, Shadow Priest, all that fun stuff.
And just to make the gauntlet a little bit easier, they actually do have the Red Dragonflight, or Korostraza in particular, help you out. So it will heal 100 damage every 1 second. This is another thing in gauntlets that you need to utilize. If you see these zones on the ground and they help you, you need to use them, especially if your brand's making new to the instance. If somebody tells you, no, we aren't going to use it for the achievement, make sure that you are of appropriate gear level before you say yes to that. Because maybe you're not, like, you're on an alt and you're just looking to have a good time and gear up an alt. Don't just say yes. That's never a good idea. And in fact, some pugs will want you to say yes, but then will thank you later when they realize, yeah, we probably shouldn't have done this. Did I say thank you? Oh, they're just going to go whine in the corner is really what they're going to go do.
More skeletons!
Too far away.
Skeletons!
So somebody wanted to know what my actual thoughts on the Necromancer was. I love skeletons! Gift that. That's my thoughts on it. It's awesome. And we're almost there. We actually can see Aminar's phylactery, which if you know anything about liches, they are very tied to their phylacteries, their sacred urns, the urns of their ashes, so to speak. Yay! Almost there. Oh no, we have 3 more. What on earth will we do? We will kill them, obviously. And then here is Death Speaker Blackthorn. Let's go ahead and look into his lore. Death Speaker Blackthorn rose quickly through the ranks of the Death's Head cult after the defeat of Aminar the Coldbringer. Shortly after usurping control of the cult, Blackthorn began receiving dark whispers. These whispers promised power and riches beyond belief. If he could return Aminar to life, compelled by unnatural energies, Blackthorn discovered the location of Aminar's phylactery and has returned to Razorfen Downs to complete the ritual that will return his former master to life once more. So let's go ahead and take care of Death Speaker Blackthorn.
Oh no!
Aminar is reborn.
Oh no! We actually resurrected him! It's a lich!
I love the Lich model in this game. So here is Aminar the Coldbringer. He is the final boss. Let's go into his lore. Not the mounts. Let's go into his lore. The Lich Aminar was once a force of reckoning within the Scourge, participating in the assault on Mount Hyjal during the Third War. Yes, he is actually one of the random ones that came up in Warcraft 3. Let's see. During the Third War, afterward, the Lich King instructed his servant to remain in Kalimdor and expand the Scourge's influence. This effort was thwarted by heroes of the Horde and the Alliance, however. Now the relative peace that has been brought to Razorfen Downs may be threatened. Deathspeaker Blackthorn hopes to revive this powerful Lich and renew the assault on the Barrens. So let's go ahead and take care of Deathspeaker, or Aminar the Coldbringer. I'm getting their names mixed up. That's not good. There we go. So now we have all of these quests taken care of, and Korostraza should be very happy about that. She is now taking her elven form.
We have done it. I will take the phylactery into safekeeping. Aminar will no longer control the Quillbore nor threaten Kalimdor.
Good to know.
A job well done, Drakfu. With Aminar's phylactery now protected by the Red Dragonflight, we can now rest at ease.
Okay.
That's good. That's good to know. I'm very happy that you guys figured that stuff out.
And that's actually it for Razorfen Downs, so that's also it for this session of Dungeons & Drakfus. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey and continuing to like and subscribe to my content, including Dungeons & Drakfus. I know a lot of people are very happy that this is happening and are very excited when I get to some of the later WoW content, specifically the raids. And of course, I will see you guys next week for the next episode of Dungeons & Drakfus, which will take place... Sorry, guys, I completely forgot. So, the next Dungeons & Drakfus session will actually be another winged instance as we take on the former the former city in Lordaeron of Stratholme. We'll see you guys next time.